This is probably my favorite presentation, one of the most important ones, because your gut, we're not learning about it. We're not learning about the way our gut impacts our health, and we should be learning about it and spreading this knowledge. So please, please, please share this video. It is important for your health and the health of our society. So let's review old school physiology. What I learned, what a lot of people learned in school, probably what they're still teaching. The purpose of the gut: digest your food, right? Absorb nutrients, eliminate waste, poop it out, and filter out toxins. And usually toxins, for some reason, they always mention alcohol, like as if that's the only toxin that's in our life. There are a lot of toxins in food, but that's not really advertised in our textbooks. But let's focus on absorbing nutrients. Okay, what did you learn in school about what nutrients do for your body? Did they mention the words prevention? Did they mention reversal of illness, reversal of disease and disorders via nutrients? Or did they just say like, oh yeah, like in order to be healthy, you have to eat healthy, and then kind of just skim over it? Because to me, I feel like it was really skimmed over. So why am I concerned? Why does any of this matter? Well, like I said, we focus so much on the brain in school, and the gut is so important. I feel like I mention my age a lot, but I'm 29 years old. I graduated from OT school in 2013, which means a lot of doctors went to school before me. And if this is what I'm learning, or if this is what I learned, I mean, if they're not keeping up with their research, and maybe some of them are, and that's great, but some of them might not be either. So if they're not keeping up with this, we got to hold them accountable. And if they are, great, good. You have a good doctor. Stick with them. So the book that I used when I was in school is called Pathology for the Health Professions. Let's take a look at something shocking here. 642 pages. I estimated about 1.5 pages talk about nutrition and about 2 pages talk about diet. And after everything I just said, like, diet is huge. The gut is a huge part of our health, and yet 3.5 out of 642 pages are actually talking about not even the gut though, just diet in general. Just basic, oh, you should eat a healthy diet. Like, no detail. No, like, oh, microbiome this and gut that. Nothing, not in there. And I hope new textbooks, I haven't looked at new textbooks. I didn't really want to buy one. But I haven't looked at them. I'm hoping it's included in there. But what I also learned is that it takes 20 years for research that we are discovering to get into medical education. And so we're just finding out about microbiome within the last really 10 to 15 years, probably like 10 years. So it might not be in textbooks, which means it might not be in practice, depending on how your doctor's researching.
I saw a documentary once saying that doctors only receive like one nutritional class. It's very minimal. And my cousin, who is an acupuncturist, he said that a heart doctor came to him to ask him about nutrition and the heart. And he said, well, you're a heart doctor. Don't you know about that? And he said, no, I have no idea. I wasn't really extensively taught in that.
What? Yeah. So, and doctors, a lot of doctors don't even send someone to a nutritionist unless they're fat. You could be skinny and be extremely unhealthy. Interesting about this book, they never suggested to attempt diet or lifestyle change before going to medication. Medication was mentioned throughout all of these sections, but it was never mentioned to try diet first.
Yikes.
It's kind of sad. So right now, what are we doing in mental health? Like I said, we're prescribing medication. And a popular medication for depression is called a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. Fancy word, SSRI. That's probably how you've heard it advertised on TV, where we see all these pharmaceutical ads. So that's what's prescribed for depression. And they actually did studies on these medications. And this one study looked at all of these studies that were performed between the 80s and 2000. And it showed a correlation between the placebo group and the intervention group. Now, what does that mean? The intervention group, oh, look at the intervention group. Their scores for depression improved so drastically. But the placebo group is improving too. The placebo is your sugar pill group. So if those are related, then how much change is actually happening? Are you really, like, if they're so strongly related, is it really the medication that's doing anything, or just the fact that people think that they're getting treatment and there's this placebo effect going on? If you want to learn more about how all this works, we have a statistics presentation that you can refer to as well. So the correlation coefficient was 0.45. So 0.4 is moderate, 0.5 is strong relationship. So it's a pretty strong relationship between the placebo and the control.
I'd rather take the placebo.
Right? I'll give you the sugar pill. Right. So another study that was run about the same time frame looked at medication approval. So what they found is that medication approval was based on statistical significance only. And statistical significance, all you need is a little bit of a change, as long as it's like you're pretty confident that this change is going to happen every time. Okay, so we have this 99% confidence interval saying like, hey, there's only a 1% chance that I'm wrong about this. So hey, this medication is working. That's great, but if you're only looking at the statistics and not like the practical numbers, they didn't even test to see what the score changes were. So they rated depression on these scales, and they didn't even check to see like, was it like a 1% difference or a 20% or 50% difference in symptoms? They didn't even look at that. They saw, oh, it's significant. Okay. Well, that's fine that it's significant, but am I going to risk all these side effects from medication, which a lot of antidepressant side effects are suicide also. Am I going to risk that over something that may not have any practical significance, that may only be reducing my symptoms by 1%? I don't give a crap if it's statistically significant. 1% symptom reduction is crap. So these studies are so flawed, and medication is being approved based on that. So that's scary to me. I don't like that. We care about you.
There's some very huge breakthroughs here.
All right, so if you could like our video, please subscribe to our channel, share the video, visit us at facebook.com/Lauren and Tracy, and there's always information on there about our podcasts. So thank you guys for sticking with us, and we wish you physical, emotional, and spiritual health and wellness. Take care.
Whoa, that was really amazing.
I lost my mouse.